Some celebrities strive for fame and fortune, while others who have it choose to walk away and live a normal life. It doesn't happen often, but it happens more often than you might think. Today on Beyond the Screen, we are taking a look at 10 celebrities who gave up on fame 2020. I'm your host for this one, Joss Bedard. If it's your first time here, come say hi to us on social media. You can find our links down below. And also click the playlist right up here somewhere if you want to watch more of our videos. But for now, let's get to this list. Starting the countdown at number 10 is Danny Lloyd. He became a child star after he took on the iconic role as Danny Torrance in the 1980 movie The Shining. Maybe you've wondered whatever happened to him after he took on that huge role. Turns out he gave up on his acting career quite young and went down a completely different path. He is now a biology professor at a community college in Kentucky. He worked on a farm, he says, to pay his way through university. He's also a dad now to 4 children, so he is living a very busy life of a working father. When the new Dr. Sleep movie came out in 2019, people thought he was going to return to reprise his role since it featured footage and paid tribute to the original story. He decided to sit this one out, but he was very supportive of the new movie and said he knew that they would do a good job with casting regardless. Man, how do you not reprise that role? That would have been so cool! All these years later, you get to take on the most iconic movie. Come on, man. Coming in next, number 9 is Kevin Jonas. He was once a member of one of the biggest heartthrob boy bands in the world, the Jonas Brothers. After their band broke up, his brothers Joe and Nick both went on to have their individual music careers, but he disappeared from the spotlight. He did return for their epic reunion tour last year, which I went to. But what has he been doing all this time, and where is he at now? For starters, he is married with 2 kids, 2 little girls who we actually got to see in their tour promo video. And after the band broke up in 2013, he's been very busy with a few different business avenues. One that he has been invested in the most has been his company called Jonas Werner. It is a real estate development and construction company that he established. He is also the co-CEO of a company called The Blue Market, which is a communications company that focuses on social media growth. In spot number 8 is Mara Wilson. At some point in your life, you have probably wondered whatever happened to Matilda. I know I have. The movie is one that people still talk about today, and a scene from the movie even became a viral trend online. People began to dance around and pretend to make objects move, similar to how Matilda did in the movie. So what is the iconic actress up to these days, and where has she been all this time? Turns out she decided to quit the business just a few years after Matilda was released. Along the way, she found a passion for writing, and she started to write her own novels. One of the novels was actually a life update. She titled it, Where Am I Now? True Stories of Girlhood and Accidental Fame. In it, she shared her experience as a young star and what made her decide to quit in the first place. Outside of writing, she lives a very normal, quiet life, which she is okay with. Oh, if they did a Matilda remake? Bruh. Just hire me. I have the bow and everything. I do look like little Matilda in the movie. You haven't seen—
No, I said I could see that.
Oh, Chris, I thought you just said you haven't seen it. Like the little, when she wears little bows and short brown hair. That was me as a kid. Swiping the number 7 spot is KIRK Cameron. He was once a huge sitcom star after his role on the series Growing Pains. The show began in 1985 and was dominating the television ratings. KIRK joined the cast when he was just 14 years old, and at first he was mesmerized by Hollywood and all the benefits of fame. But then he started to resent it and chose to go down a completely different path. Rather than making audiences roll with laughter, he wanted to bring them to the Lord. That is right, he went from sitcom star to evangelist. He formed an organization with a fellow pastor called The Way of the Master, where they would educate and preach the message of Christianity to non-believers. His most recent job is running a marriage workshop called Living Room Reset, where he uses his spiritual teachings to help couples in need. Ain't that the life change? Moving on to spot number 6, we have Dylan Sprouse. If you don't know who he is one of the twin brothers from the hit Disney Channel show The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. At the height of his career, it was reported that he was making $40,000 per episode, so it was shocking when news broke in 2011 that he and his brother were leaving their roles for good. They both went quiet for a while, and although we see his twin brother in the Netflix series Riverdale, Dylan left acting and pursued a normal career. Turns out that Dylan went to study at NYU and he developed a passion for brewing. So he worked hard and created his own brewery called the All Wise Brewery. Fans only knew about it because in 2013, some of them posted pictures online after they spotted him pouring lattes and serving beer, which would be really cool. I would lose my mind. I was a big fan of that Disney show. Please serve me a latte. How cool would that be? And beer. Halfway through list, number 5 is Lo Bosworth. You might remember her from her days on the MTV reality series Laguna Beach and The Hills. She was the ride or die BFF to Lauren Conrad, and fans loved seeing them on their screens every week. But she was one of the original cast members who did not return to the reboot show in 2019 called The Hills New Beginnings. That's because she is too busy working on her career that has no room for reality TV anymore. She started her own women's wellness company back in 2016 called Love Wellness. You can buy everything from vitamins, pH balancing cleansers, and other lifestyle and beauty products. When she was asked why she did not come back for the new show, she said, "When you participate in a show like that, you generally don't have creative control over how you and your character is portrayed on TV. To not be able to be in control of my own narrative is just way too risky for me at this point." You know what? I was really bummed that her and Lauren did not return to the show, but good call. Up next, number 4, we have Frankie Muniz. He was known for being Malcolm on the classic TV series Malcolm in the Middle. The show ran from 2000 to 2006 and is basically what put him on the map and made him a household name. He had a wildly successful career, which is why people were stunned when articles started surfacing saying Frankie Muniz trades acting for olive oil. That is right, he and his wife, Paige Price, own an olive oil shop called Outrageous Olive Oils and Vinegars in Old Town Scottsdale. Apparently, if you go, you might actually see him working behind the cash register. The now 34-year-old says, "We had been customers at the store before and we just knew we liked the product and we wanted to do something together. Now it's become our lives." He said he could see himself being a business owner for a while because he found a love for accounting and was interested in running the payroll side to things. Very random. So random. I can't believe that still. Taking over the number 3 spot is Jason Manford. The English comedian, singer, actor, television presenter, and radio presenter gave up all his titles and started to work a regular job. You might still see him popping up here and there once in a while with some things, but he announced to his fans that he got a job as a delivery truck driver. He said that he applied to a company called Tesco but got rejected, so he applied to Iceland Foods instead, the frozen food chain. He posted a photo of himself on his first day and said, "Funny how life turns out. Thanks to the staff at Iceland Foods for being so welcoming today. It was a fun morning delivering to your lovely customers." Definitely not the job most of his fans expected him to apply to when leaving his life of fame, but honestly he seems really happy, and that is all that matters. Rolling into number 2 is Vanilla Ice. He was hot stuff in the 90s. He was topping the charts with his music. His song Ice Ice Baby was his first single to reach the top of the US Billboard charts. He basically skyrocketed into fame at that time, but his music career was very short-lived. He ended up leaving music and turned his focus to jet skiing and motocross racing, but then he went down a dark path filled with drugs and his career started to collapse. He could have gotten back into his career once he got sober, but instead he decided to live a more normal life and is now working as a lighting salesman. He started working for a company called Capital Lighting in Florida, and he designed what he calls Vanilla Ice Lighting, which is a line of different chandeliers. That ad is so weird. There's like this lighting ad and it's just so weird to see Vanilla Ice selling like lights. Moving into the number 1 spot is Jon Gosselin. You would better know him as John and Kate +8. He was on the reality series with his wife and 8 children for over 11 seasons after it premiered back in 2007. But things got bad in their marriage in more recent years and they split up, causing their show to come to an end. So, what did he turn to after his reality stint was done? Stripping! That is right, the father of the famous 8 left Hollywood and went to Atlantic City where he made his debut as a stripper in Caesars Atlantic City. He performs in a show called Untamed Male Revue, which is a burlesque style, and it is said to be a mix of what you see in Magic Mike and Thunder from Down Under. In all fairness though, he might still have some fame, like in the strip clubs, but I don't think his life in Hollywood will ever be the same again. Oh my god, imagine your dad went on to become a stripper. I just thought of that, like the 8 children, like, oh, what's your dad do for a living? Oh man, that's a hard pill to swallow. I do not want to see my dad doing anything from Magic Mike. Alright guys, that is our this. Let me know what you're thinking down in the comments and leave a like if you enjoyed it. But for now, I'm gonna end this video with some comments from celebrities worse than Ellen. Debbie Day says, the only one I have trouble with is Franco because I really like him. Honestly, man, me too. Like, incredible actor, and I think we all liked him until we found out this information. Casey Bennett says, hey Josh, is that Sarah Jessica Parker on your sweatshirt? Yes it is. You got it right. Not this one. Shad Thompson says, you can't say or on YouTube. Alright guys, we are getting flooded with comments right now because you have noticed there's more bleeping in our videos. YouTube has new policies and they are now flagging any type of controversial words, so unfortunately we have to bleep them. That is not our decision, that is YouTube's new policies. Mom by the Sea says bacon is bacon even in Canada, but Canadian bacon is ham. See Chris, they settled it for us.
Now we know.
So bacon is just bacon, but when people say Canadian bacon, they're talking about our ham. I get it. Thank you for clearing that up. Alright guys, I'm getting out of here. That is all I have. Make sure you subscribe, ring the bell, do all the things. I've been your host Joss. I will see you next time.